to critique albums as soon as they come out. I'm like, at least give me the weekend to really kind of judge it so I can kind of digest it and sit with it and really kind of figure out what I like, what I don't necessarily like. And I am a 21 fan, especially because I add 21 Savage music a lot to my gym playlist. So I did go in there realistically, if I'm being honest, with some type of expectations on certain songs, like really what I wanted to hear from him. So for the first couple of songs that stood out, of course, stood out. Like I was like, oh, he went crazy. Like that second song, what is that? All on Me. He went OD on that joint. Like he was going so crazy. Even the production on it, but he was still having like, to me, this 21 album, the best way I can describe this is it's adult drill music. It's adult. It's like the beats are adult. They're not kiddie. They very like soul samples, but he's still talking the drilling and killing, like he a homebody and whatever the case may be. Like I forgot that line, but that line was super crazy. Whatever that little homebody line was and how he was gonna pull up, that line was crazy. Or he go to the club and he get too comfortable and we riding around with the stick, whatever. He has some, of course, like I said, if you listen to that 21 Savage album, I promise you'll be like, oh yeah, Mike, he was right. This is really adult drill music. And that sounds crazy, but that's what it is. It's adult drill music. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all know I'm not a huge R&B person, so I was dragging my feet to, by the time I kept going back to, before you asked me what I actually thought about it, I was dragging my feet. I kept going to All of Me, and to be honest, the jump Dangerous with him and Lil Durk. Lil Durk went OD crazy. I'm mad Lil Durk ain't have a second verse. Lil Durk blacked out on that Dangerous. Like I was literally going back and forth to those two songs. I was kind of dragging my feet like that. I was like, cool. I was listening to the album, but it was nothing that really stood out to me outside of the second song and the jump with Lil Durk. And then yesterday when I was in the gym, I actually was just listening to it. Because at first, even that Red Rum, like when he was trying to, like, it sounded like he was repeating the hook a little bit. And I was kind of like, it's cool. It's not all that. But then I'm really listening to what he was saying. And I'm just like, oh no, he kind of going crazy on this song. So then I added that to my gym play. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. I'm still didn't like the song with him and Doja Cat. I was cool on that. I just don't like that pitch on her voice when she do that. Like Doja Cat for me be like hit or miss. I really didn't like the Travis Scott song. But where he got me at, where I was like, oh no, this album is completely fire. And I'm on the bandwagon with everybody saying, oh, this is his best album. I don't even like that. The last 4 songs on there, the last 4, when they get to Brent Faiyaz, she should have wore a bonnet. Burna Boy, I did not know your game was that strong, my brother. I did not know he got that crazy in his bag. He got in his bag and got crazy.
I don't know that why he said he's not
Afrobeats. Oh, no, he went crazy. I thought, dude, the crazy thing is, when him singing on that song, I literally thought that was a sample because I'm like, who is this? Why does voice sound so old and soulful? Like it sounds like
when I first heard it, I was like, oh. And I started listening, like, damn, that's Burna Boy.
Yeah, because it sounded like, I guess to me, I don't necessarily know because I don't know R&B like that. I want to say it almost gave you like a Charlie Wilson type of feel to the jump. Like it just sound. It sound old. It sound like an old singer. It didn't sound like somebody new today. It sound like an old soul and singer. So like I said, those final 4 songs, if you get to just go straight to the last 4, that John with him, like I said, the John with him and Brent Faiyaz, she should have wore bonnet. That's on OD Fire. The John with him and Burna Boy, Just Like Me, OD Fire. Red Sky, he went the Red Sky. And that Dark Days, oh my, 21 Savage went. So that last song with Mariah the Scientist.
See the real.
All the songs was cool, but I'm talking about that last 4 was just like, I was like, oh yeah, this is his best album ever.
I fuck with that.
This was like I say at first when you asked me when I was like, I don't know.
Repeat. That joint definitely been on.
But then when he got to that joint with the Mariah, I know, and I apologize to Mariah the Scientist. I disrespected you when it came up with you and the Young Thug thing. I didn't necessarily know. I didn't know your work like that. She went crazy. She made me respect her as an artist and not just necessarily somebody, hey, this is somebody's girlfriend. She got a voice on her. And 21 Savage went like super dark and super like real. That to me was his realest verse. Of course, in that song, what's the name of the song? This was the last song on the album, Dark Days, featuring Mariah the Scientist. Like I said, I added all 4. Them last 4, I added all of them to my gym playlist. And some of them songs ain't even like, they slow songs, but them songs were just like, I like them. Like I like to keep, like I just kept listening to them songs. I'm like,
I can't remember. It was one bar on there that was just like, the fuck this nigga just said? Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it was one bar on there. Like, all right, nigga, god damn, like.
Oh no, he was going crazy.
It was why like, nigga, all right, you trying to get them peoples on your.
On that song, right?
I don't know. I can't remember what song.
No, it was on that song when he was saying, "Oh yeah, they picking up people with the Rico, whatever the case may be." But I don't care. I'm still writing my raps or whatever the case may be. And then even that song, My Brother. I like it. Only thing, of course, the first thing I thought of was Drake just did this, but of course his was basically a letter to Young Thug. It was a letter. It's called A Letter to My Brother, and I like that one too. Though I'm not gonna, like I said, I liked all of them just because I kind of, when I got to the Summer Walker John, I kind of like, all right, it's cool. So I didn't. But like I said, I didn't, because but I'm comparing it to the Brent Faiyaz joint. I like it. To me, I like that jump with him and Brent more, and the jump with even him and Burner more than the Summer Walker joint. Like the Summer Walker joint, don't get it twisted. I ain't saying it was bad, like, but it was cool. I'm sure realistically, if you not already a 21 Savage fan, you may not have no skips. You may feel like this album, you can listen to this joint completely with no skips. But I'm saying, me as already somebody as a 21 Savage fan, some of the songs was just like, I'm so used to him up tempo. And that's why I'm saying, for like, y'all got to think about, I add music for my gym playlist. So I'm looking at like Red Ops and X. Like, and don't get it twisted. Why I do want to give 21 Savage some more credit, because he normally, his go-to guys with his biggest songs off his album normally would be a Drake or a Future. Like, those have been two. I'm outside, of course, outside of the J. Cole, and you can't exclude the J. Cole one because they won a Grammy for it. But still, like, his normal standout people would be, oh, I'm gonna get a jump with Future, like that. On my ex or whatever that case. That song with him and Future, like that to me was one of the songs that kind of put him on the mainstream map. Stunting on my ex, whatever that song is, and then, but like I said, just some of his songs be like Dirty K. He got so many Jones like from his old catalog that I just added to my gym playlist, because them songs is just so, they up tempo, but they very violent, like good music for the gym. So listening to this and him getting more, like even The Letter to My Brother, like I have never really heard him get that in detail with description and substance in the music. Like, and of course, when I first seen Academics even tweeting some of his tweets, I'm like, yeah, 21 his man. I feel like you kind of just sucking him off just because it's your man. But then I'm actually listening to it. I'm like, oh no, you was giving an honest opinion. You was being real. Like 21 Savage had a lot of substance in this music. Like he literally was speaking facts. He was saying like really his real thoughts. And you can kind of tell the whole Young Thug situation was playing heavy on his mind, seeing how it played out. And even people, like, of course, people gonna pick up the headlines. So he dissed Gunna and this, that, and the third, but I don't necessarily think he just dissed Gunna like on some corny rap-ish. It was just like, no, I really watched Young Thug put y'all on and take care of y'all and put y'all on y'all first private jets, put y'all on tour with him and give you
I don't even know if it's really directed at Gunna necessarily. It can be directed at a lot of people. That was a broad statement.
It was a broad statement, but I'm sure realistically, but the person we talking about, a lot of those other people on that trial or even got picked up in that case, Gunna was the only one that's an actual rapper. The rest of them don't rap. I mean, outside with his blood brother, and I think it was like one other person, what was it, like Slime Life Shorty. But people really don't even like, how many people really even probably remember him or even remember he was a part of the RICO case, because he didn't got low, he got quiet, he ain't put out no music. He trying to kind of like stay out the way and keep himself off a radar, which realistically probably is the smarter thing to do, to kind of let your name die down and let the whole court thing play out, so you kind of can, move under the radar where people ain't thinking about you or throwing that rat term on you or whatever case may be. But I could just, like I said, to me, you can just hear that whole Young Thug situation just played out, and he understood how to put it out in actual music, not tweeting about it, because 21 Savage don't run around and do a bunch of interviews. He don't, like, only time you really hear him talk, it'd be like on some random Clubhouse, but it's not him sitting down doing interviews. So nobody never really knew even how he felt about the whole Gunna situation, because when it first happened, it was new. I remember when he did the interview with Academics, when him and Drake put out the album, man, Academics asked him about it, but he kind of was just like, he danced around him because nobody really knew what was going on. The whole situation, they just got locked up, so everything was super fresh. So just for him to even kind of come back to it on the album and just make it, even using Mariah the Scientist, like, okay, this is who Young Thug is in a public relationship with, using her on this last song and getting that dark and addressing those subjects. I was like, damn, I'm not gonna lie to this is, to me, adult drill music. Like 21 Savage put out an adult drill album, and I like it. I like it a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then this real quick, just because you know how the internet is, K Camp did put out a project too, and I seen people tweeting like, or one of them little rap blog pages picked it up. Oh, K Camp put out the best project of the day. So, hey, let me tell y'all something. Ain't no way in hell y'all even trying to see it and compare that bullshit that K Camp put out compared to 21 Savage. And I'm a K Camp fan, but nigga, that album was just mid as hell. And what I can see what K Camp did for people who kind of like, they stepped in his lane and kind of like stepped on that little melodic sound that he tried to run away from. Because I remember he did an interview and he was saying like how he was trying to run away from the girl songs like Wale and like Fabulous, and he wanted people to respect him for rapping. And then of course there's a new young dude in Atlanta right now called Honcho, and he spelled his different from he spelled his different from the way Quavo spelled his. He spelled his name